Walker Buehler's time with the Dodgers has come to an end. That is it. Buehler spent his entire MLB career with the Dodgers, and today that has changed. We get into all that in this edition of Dodgers Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the 21% of the ones who are watching these videos who have already hit the sub button, but 78% of you have not subscribed yet. You know, myself, Brad J, we're bringing you everyday Dodger content. You're not going to find it like this anywhere else on YouTube. We're the best Dodger channel out there, so make sure to subscribe right now. I want to thank the over 6,000 of you who have already subscribed. Let's make it 7,000 before the new year. Let's get right into it. Of course, Walker Buehler and the Boston Red Sox have agreed to a contract, a 1-year, $21 million deal. Of course, the deal also includes another $2.5 million in performance bonuses, according to Yahoo Sports. And wow, I mean, the first thing that I'm thinking about after seeing the news this morning is, wow, the Dodgers really didn't want to sign Walker Buehler. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but $21 million for Walker Buehler seems like a bargain to me. I mean, that was basically the qualifying offer that the Dodgers could have offered Walker Buehler that they didn't offer, right? At the end of the day, they didn't offer Walker Buehler a contract at all. But, you know, looking at this again, I mean, think about it. It's 1 year, $21 million. I mean, that could have been basically, you know, the qualifying offer. That could have been, you know, that could have been what the Dodgers offered him, right? And they didn't do it because it seems like the Dodgers didn't want Walker Buehler from day one. Now, I reported on this channel weeks back that Walker Buehler was not going to return to the Dodgers, and I was right. Let's see if I get Jack Flaherty right as well. I said Walker Buehler and Jack Flaherty would not be re-signed by the Dodgers, and it looks like, you know, Walker Buehler is not coming back. Now, why did Walker Buehler not get re-signed by the Dodgers? Comment below. Why do you think Walker Buehler was not re-signed by the Dodgers? I personally think the Dodgers didn't re-sign Walker Buehler because Walker Buehler has not been the same pitcher since his latest injury. He just has not been the same pitcher. Sure, he had a bit of a glimpse or a moment of greatness in the playoffs for sure, especially in the World Series. He was clutch. The Dodgers maybe don't win the World Series without Walker Buehler, which is kind of crazy to say. Who would have thought Walker Buehler would be that important, even coming out to get the final out? You know, his name will forever be in Dodger history, no matter what he does. Even if he never plays for the Dodgers again, which of course we can't rule out. He could potentially come back. Who knows? It's only a 1-year contract. If he never plays for the Dodgers again, Walker Buehler is basically, you know, going to be, his name will always be in Dodger history, right? He got the final out in the 2024 World Series. He had a great career with the Dodgers, you know, pitched in quite a bit of a few different World Series, right? He was part of the 2020 team that won in the bubble. So, you know, the question is, why did they not re-sign him? Well, I think they didn't re-sign him because I just think he wasn't the same pitcher, you know, during the year. He just wasn't. During the regular season, Walker Buehler was not the same Walker that we were accustomed to seeing. He had some really bad starts. He had some rough starts for sure. You know, of course, he did not start the year with the Dodgers healthy. He was still injured. And then when he came back to pitch, he was not the same. Had to go back to the minors for a bit. And it just was a struggle for him throughout the regular season. You know, he kind of picked it up a bit late in the year, and that, of course, carried over into the playoffs. But I don't know. I just think the risk of having Walker Buehler part of this rotation was just too much of a risk to take, right? And the question is, would the Dodgers, you know, was Walker Buehler going to sign a 1-year deal with the Dodgers, right? I mean, he's doing it, of course, with Boston because Boston is a new team. It's a new opportunity. It's a new adventure for Walker. Basically, he's never played with another team. But would Walker Buehler have accepted that qualifying offer? You know, the Dodgers, maybe they of course know that answer because I'm sure this stuff gets discussed beforehand, and Walker might have said, you know what, I want to be a free agent. I want to test this free agent market and see my worth and potentially get a long-term deal. That, of course, doesn't happen, and he has to settle for a 1-year contract. But we don't know if Walker Buehler actually had that in mind going into free agency, you know, before I'm talking about when the Dodgers won the World Series, right? A couple months back, or last month, I should say. Last month, the Dodgers win the World Series. Does Walker Buehler kind of go to the Dodgers and say, you know what, I want to test the free agent market. I want to see what I'm worth, and don't give me that qualifying offer, right? Don't offer that to me, and basically pigeonhole me, to that value. The Dodgers, think about it, the Dodgers don't give him that offer, but yet the Red Sox valued him at that level, right? They gave him $21 million. Of course, there's a couple million there extra for performance bonuses, depending on how he does during the year. But the Red Sox valued him basically at market value, so it didn't really help him not getting that qualifying offer. It basically made no difference whatsoever. And, the rumors of Walker Buehler going to the Yankees, I wonder if they were true. I wonder how much of that was actually realistic, and were the Yankees willing to give him that kind of money? I'm talking about the average annual value, right? Because maybe the Yankees were going to give him, 2 or 3 years, but it wasn't going to be at this value, right? It was going to be $10 or $15 million. And I guess Walker Buehler wanted to kind of guarantee and sign, get some money, get a big contract, even if it's short term. He's getting paid quite a bit for next year. For me, I think it's a bit of a bargain because Walker Buehler has been great, and, he's definitely a talented pitcher. But at the same time, if you look at it on the other hand, maybe Walker Buehler is already past his prime, right? Walker Buehler has had, of course, a lot of injuries. He missed 1.5 years from baseball, and he just has not been the same. So maybe Walker Buehler is just not the same pitcher anymore, right? And that could be potentially why there was basically no concrete offers from any ball club for a long-term deal, right? Because I don't think there was any team out there that was, saying, you know what, I want to throw out $100 million for Walker Buehler. Didn't happen, right? I mean, if it happened, he would have took that offer. And it seems like there was nobody out there that was offering that because they just don't believe in Walker Buehler after what they saw during the regular season, right? And it's too bad for the guy. I feel bad for Walker Buehler because I know that this time was going to, in his mind, he thought, 2024, I'm going to get the big payday, right? I'm going to have a great 2024 season, and in that offseason, I'm going to try to get a big contract, even if it's not from the Dodgers, right? He was obviously willing to leave the Dodgers. Look, he's gone. So it's unfortunate the injuries played into what he ended up getting offered. The Dodgers, on the other hand, they are focused, I think, on signing Roki Sasaki. That's their next target when it comes to the pitching rotation. They already got Blake Snell. The next guy they're going after is Roki Sasaki, and they got competition. He's meeting with a lot of teams, as we know, so nothing is certain there, but the Dodgers definitely have their eye on him, and that's why Jack Flaherty could be the next guy out. But we wish nothing but the best to Walker Buehler. The guy was great for the Dodgers. I'm going to miss him. I really liked him, especially before the injury. I think he was consistent. He was always great. He always, came up big in the playoffs, unlike other pitchers that I don't want to mention on the Dodgers. But Walker Buehler was clutch. He was great. And it's just too bad he's no longer with the Dodgers and forever will be, a Dodger legend, getting the last out of the 2024 World Series. Thank you, Walker. And as always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers. Woo!